Hi and welcome. So today we're trying a Pinot Noir from Burgundy from a property called Les Heritiers Santenay. So Les Heritiers means the heirs of Santenay. This is Santenay 2014 Pinot Noir. So pretty young property in terms of Burgundy. It was only established in 2011, so 7 years ago now. And it's not surprising why, I suppose, when you see where the prices of Burgundy are these days. History-wise of this property, I don't know a lot personally, but I can imagine that they were probably growing grapes and selling them to negociant, and their product was getting, say, used up with some of the big guys, I don't know, maybe Jadot or whoever. But then they realised that there's such global demand for Burgundy and for demi and bottle Burgundy that, hey, we can make a lot more money doing this for ourselves. So we've got good quality fruit, let's do it, and so on and so forth. And here becomes another demi and bottle Burgundy, I suppose. So these guys here are based in Chassagne-Montrachet. So if you've ever had the opportunity to go to Burgundy, or if you've been lucky enough to be there like I have, and travel through the vineyards, it is a beautiful part of the world. It really is. I would highly recommend traveling there and seeing it. And it's amazing just traveling around the vineyards and seeing the little nameplates of the vineyards, the villages as you're entering them, Chassagne-Montrachet and Poligny-Montrachet and Nuits Saint-Georges and Beaune-Romany and so on and so forth as you travel that wine route of the Côte d'Or. Really beautiful part of the world. So Santenay comes from the very southern part of the Côte d'Or, which is the really good quality part of Burgundy, I suppose, for where the most prized wines come out of. The Santenay wines then would typically be a little bit riper, a little bit fruitier, because they see a little bit more warmth and sunshine being that bit further south than, say, the wines of the north, such as Givry-Chambertin and the like. Pinot Noir being the grape variety, Burgundy specialty, it really reflects where it comes from, and every sort of microclimate, soil, micro sort of site, they're all subtly different. The winemaking techniques are all subtly different. The weather there can really affect things as well. So while it's one grape variety on a relatively small part of land, they produce so many different wines and so many different styles, and this is why they are so sought after as well from around the world. So this property here is run by a guy called Patrice Desjus, and they have holdings of only about 12 hectares, really quite a small property in that sort of Côte d'Or, Santenay area, and in the Côte Chalonnaise, so in around Mercure and places like that. So Chardonnays and Pinot Noirs is what they produce. Santenay being the red typically, and they do a Premier Cru in that as well. Colour wise in this here, as you might expect from Pinot Noir, is quite pale, quite light coloured. There's not a lot of colour here. It's 2014, so it's 4 years old now, so it's probably at the peak of where you'd want it to be, and maybe get another 3-4 years out of it and it'll be pretty much tired after that, I would think. Colour wise, nice sort of ruby colour, slightly orangey garnet rim. Interesting nose. It's savoury, probably it's gone into that savoury style of nose as opposed to really upfront fruit. It's going into those secondary flavours, slightly earthy, sort of, there's a bit of stewed cherry in there, some spicy notes. Interesting. Comes alive more on the palate. You get a bit more of that sort of sweet, sort of fragrant fruit coming through. Nice fresh acids, and that's the thing with Pinot Noir, you get high acids with it generally in sort of low soft tannins, as you'll expect. Lighter bodied style, quite sort of, light, sort of elegant, I suppose, but This is a slightly more rustic style of Burgundy, I would say. You know, it has got a few rough edges on it, but it's nice in that sense that it will be versatile with what you do with it in terms of food and things like that. I had this with some duck a couple of nights ago, and it went really well, I must say. It just cut through the fat and the oiliness, I suppose, there of that sort of game bird really, really well. It's, you know, Burgundy nowadays, there's no such thing as cheap in Burgundy, and if it's cheap, it's generally not worth drinking. So don't expect to be getting much for very little in that part of the world. But what these wines do is they sort of speak of where they come from, I suppose. That's the key thing with Burgundy of any sort, and Pinot Noir in particular, is you can almost taste the land and the sort of history of these wines, and you can taste the sort of the people that make them, you know, all hand harvested, hand produced, very minimal intervention, and to give you as sort of, if you like, as raw and natural a product as possible with as little intervention as you get. So interesting, lovely red Burgundy, something to think about maybe coming up to Christmas now. It's now sort of Halloween at this time of year in 2018. So maybe in 25 years, if this is still on YouTube, you never know. If this is 2018, I was tasting this, Halloween, anyhow. But yeah, coming up to Christmas, maybe these are really nice wines, thinking that sort of Christmassy style fare. These flavours work really well with those sort of cranberry sort of characters and sort of the stuffing and the sage and the savouriness of that sort of stuff going on. So nice little wines. Always Burgundy's always a good choice with Christmas coming up. So yeah, remember, KWMwine.com, place where taste matters. Cheers.